It doesn't begin with light pouring in like a sunrise blessing your soul. No, it begins with everything you've buried rising to the surface, the parts of you that were silent, hidden, long ignored. They begin to speak, and not softly. They scream through your body, through your emotions, through your nights. And in that moment, you don't feel enlightened. You feel exhausted, confused, sometimes even terrified. Because no one told you that healing often looks like breaking, until you realize something is being released. Maybe you've been wondering why your body's been acting strange lately, why you've had random aches, vivid dreams, tears that come from nowhere, or a need to clean everything around you like something inside is restless. You may have thought something was wrong, but I want to tell you, with all the gentleness I commit to, you are not broken. You are not malfunctioning. What's happening is this: your body, your sacred vessel, is finally releasing everything it's held on to for years. Grief, fear, guilt, old energy that was never truly yours. This isn't a breakdown. This is a purge. This is what it looks like when your nervous system uncoils, when your cells remember that they're allowed to heal. The dark energy that once lived inside of you, it's leaving. And that process, while intense, is nothing short of sacred. In the next moments, I want to walk with you through 8 powerful signs. Signs that your body is not suffering, but releasing. Not collapsing, but transforming. They may feel strange. They may even scare you at first. But they are not symptoms of something wrong. They are proof that something very right is finally unfolding. Your body is wise. It knows how to heal. It's doing what your mind may not understand yet, but your soul has been waiting for this moment. So breathe with me. Be here. Let's listen to your body's language together, and maybe, for the first time, honor what it's been trying to tell you all along. Sign 1. Sudden body tremors. You're just sitting, maybe in silence, maybe with a cup of tea. There's no tension in the room, no storm in the sky. Everything seems still. But then, your hand begins to tremble. Your legs feel like they're made of air. A wave of shaking rises from deep within your chest, and it surprises you. You pause, confused. There's no fear, no thought that triggered it. Just your body, moving as if it's remembering something you forgot. Let me tell you, that shaking, that trembling, it's not a sign of weakness, it's not anxiety, and it's certainly not something broken inside you. What you're feeling is old energy finally exiting the body, energy that's been stuck for years, maybe decades, in your tissues, in your cells. It leaves the only way it knows how: through movement, through shivers, through tremors that feel strange but are sacred in their purpose. Your nervous system, that ancient system of survival and memory, has become wise. It is sensing what no longer serves you and choosing at last to let it go. This is not panic. This is not illness. This is a sacred unraveling. A releasing of tension so deep you didn't even know you were holding it. You don't need to go looking for the why. You don't need to dig through every story, every memory. Your body is doing something older than words. Just breathe. Be there. Let the tremor come and go like a storm passing over your ocean. It doesn't need fixing. It only needs space. Because what's leaving isn't your sanity. It's your old self. The one that lived in defense, in silence, in survival. This shaking, it is sacred. It is what it looks like when a soul outgrows the shell it once hid inside, so let it move, let it tremble. And when it's done, thank your body. It remembered how to release. And I'll ask you gently, have you ever felt this? A shaking with no reason? A moment where your body just quivered without a cause? What if that was your body saying, I'm done. I've held this for too long, and I'm finally ready to let it go. Sign 2. Unpredictable digestion. You eat something you've had 1,000 times before. Maybe it's warm, familiar, maybe it once brought you comfort. But today, something feels off. Your stomach feels bloated or suddenly tight. A quiet, Nausea creeps in uninvited. The food that used to feel like home doesn't feel right anymore, or maybe it swings the other way. You find yourself craving something strange, something out of the ordinary, or nothing at all, just stillness, just emptiness. This isn't just digestion, this is a language, a whisper from deep within, one that doesn't speak in words but in sensations. You see, your gut, that sacred place we often call the second brain, it doesn't just process food, it holds memories, emotional sediment, fear that wasn't spoken, guilt that was swallowed, grief that had no room to move, all of it, quietly living inside the folds of your belly. And during a spiritual awakening, when energy begins to rise and flood through your system like a tidal wave of truth, it stirs the old layers. It doesn't ask permission. It flushes through you. And what was stuck starts to move. And when it moves, the body reacts. The gut speaks. So no, this is not a bad meal. This is not just bloating. This is your inner temple rearranging itself. You are not malfunctioning. You are detoxing on levels deeper than food, deeper than the body. And I want to say this gently. You don't need to control it. You don't need to fight it. You just need to listen. Maybe you'll feel drawn to warm soup and tea. Maybe you'll avoid meat or sugar or heavy foods that once felt like safety. That's okay. The cravings will shift. The repulsions might surprise you, but each is a message. Each is your body speaking a new language, the language of release. So hydrate. Rest. Don't panic when your appetite changes or disappears. Let your gut guide you. It knows what to do. It always has. And let me ask you something, gently, like a quiet knock on a door inside you. What if those cravings or repulsions aren't random at all? What if it's your body saying, I no longer want to digest what I used to tolerate. I am ready for something purer. Sign 3. Waking up at 4 a.m. Suddenly, you wake up. It's 3:07 a.m. The world is quiet, but inside your chest, it's not. There's a tightness, a weight, a hum you can't explain. Your mind is spinning, not from caffeine or stress, but from something deeper, something that feels like a memory trying to speak without words. No loud noise woke you, no dream, no pain, just a sudden pull, as if your soul shook you gently and whispered, it's time. This isn't insomnia. This is invitation. This is your system choosing the only hour quiet enough for the loudest healing. Between 2 and 4 a.m., what mystics call the sacred window, the veil between conscious and unconscious is thin, and your wounds come forward to breathe. These aren't bad hours. They're holy hours. Sacred appointments with what you've buried under the noise of the day, the grief you tucked away to finish a workday, the anger you smiled through to keep peace, the fear you ignored to feel strong. It all finds its voice here. And your body, so wise, so precise, it wakes you not to punish you, but to help you let go. Think of it like spiritual surgery. No scalpels, no scars, just light meeting shadow and choosing not to run. You might feel overwhelmed. Your chest might ache. You might cry and not know why. That's okay. You're not unraveling. You're opening. And yes, it might feel lonely, like you're the only one awake in a world that's asleep. But know this, your soul isn't alone. These hours are for you and your spirit only, like a meeting between the healer and the wound, uninterrupted. So don't rush back to sleep. Don't numb it with noise. Instead, breathe, feel, write if you need to, cry if it comes. Just be there. Let your body process what daylight asked it to ignore. Let it speak in tears, in stillness, in sighs. The heaviness you feel, it's not here to stay. It's passing through. Let it. Don't hold it in. It doesn't belong to you anymore. And maybe, just maybe, this hour wasn't an accident. Maybe it's your soul's chosen hour to clean house. Can you give it the space to do so? Can you trust that this wakefulness is not disruption, but transformation? Sign 4. Skin crawls, tingling, or itches. You're still quiet, present, and then suddenly, a spark dances across your skin. A buzz crawls up your back. A tingling tickles the edge of your neck. But when you reach to brush it away, there's nothing there, no insect, no irritation, just a strange electric sensation, like your skin is whispering something you don't yet understand. It might feel small, just a prickle, a crawl, an itch that comes and goes. But underneath it, something much deeper is moving. You see, your skin isn't just a barrier. It's a gate, an energetic exit point. And right now, it's letting something go. During spiritual awakening, the old wounds don't just leave your mind, they leave your body. And sometimes, they choose the skin as their final path outward, tingling at your shoulders. That might be the burden of guilt being released, itching along your spine, the tight grip of control loosening its hold. What you feel is not imaginary. It is not strange. It is sacred, a silent exit of what no longer belongs in you. And while your mind might tell you to ignore it or scratch it, your soul is asking, will you pause? Will you listen? Ground yourself. Touch the earth with your bare feet. Let the soil receive what you're letting go. Take a salt bath. Let water, that ancient cleanser, pull the energy down and away. Let it carry it to where it belongs. Not with you. You don't need to fight it. You don't need to fear it. You only need to trust that this sensation is your body's way of saying goodbye. So the next time your skin speaks, through a whisper, a tingle, a mysterious flicker, don't rush to scratch it away. Sit with it. Place your hand gently over the spot. Say quietly, I hear you. Thank you for leaving. Because maybe this isn't irritation. Maybe it's freedom. Leaving. Sign 5. Crying without reason. You're folding laundry, the scent of fabric, the sound of cloth. A quiet moment, nothing special. But suddenly, your eyes blur. Or you're driving, a familiar road, and a certain song comes on, and without warning, tears rise. No memory, no sharp pain, just water, from somewhere deep. You pause, confused. There was no story attached, no trigger, no reason. But your chest is soft, your breath caught. This is not sadness, not entirely. And it's not something broken. It's something leaving, something sacred, a sacred discharge, a release from a place your mind cannot go, a grief older than thought, or a joy too big to name. Your soul remembers things your mind forgot. And sometimes, and when it's finally safe, it lets them go, not through words, but through water. These are not random tears. They are medicine, the body's way of unclenching what has been held too tightly for too long. So don't stop them. Don't hold your breath. Don't ask why. Let the tears fall like rain in a garden long deprived. Maybe what's leaving through your tears is shame, or the echo of a time you couldn't speak, or a joy your child self never got to feel. You don't need a reason, you don't need an answer, you only need to allow. Crying without a story is the soul's way of writing its own ending, one where you survive, one where you heal. So the next time it happens, when you find yourself tearing up at the smallest thing, don't apologize, don't wipe it away too fast. Place your hand on your heart and say, thank you for feeling safe enough to release. And just for today, what if you stopped saying sorry for your tears? What if you let them fall like a blessing? Sign 6. Brief random pain in body. You're going about your day, maybe brushing your teeth, maybe standing in line at the store, and suddenly, your shoulder throbs. Your lower back tightens like it's carrying the weight of something invisible. Your chest feels like it's holding in a storm. You pause. Try to stretch. Breathe deep. But then, as fast as it came, it's gone, as if it never happened. You wonder, was that real? Am I imagining things? But your body never lies. It simply remembers, and sometimes it remembers things your mind no longer wants to carry. Our bodies are sacred archives, storing every unspoken grief, every tension held too long, every unshed tear. The ache in your hip may not be from strain, but from sorrow. A memory of when you felt trapped and couldn't move forward. The sharpness in your chest might be where love once lived, then was lost, and your body never got to mourn it. You are not malfunctioning, you are processing. Spiritual awakening isn't soft at first, it stirs everything, and your body becomes the doorway where the energy exits. Pain that vanishes isn't meaningless. It is movement, it is memory leaving, it is the ghost of a feeling finally exhaling. When pain comes, you don't have to fear it, you don't have to fight. You can sit beside it. You can ask, "What are you trying to say?" You might be surprised by the answer, not in words, but in release, in peace. So next time your knee buckles or your neck stiffens for no reason, breathe. Touch the place gently. Whisper, "Thank you for letting go." And ask yourself this: can I meet pain not as punishment but as passage? Can I see it as something sacred moving through me? Sign 7. Hearing high-pitched tones. You're sitting quietly, maybe reading, maybe just breathing, and then it comes. A tone, a soft ringing in one ear. No warning, no explanation. Just sound, hanging in silence like a sacred bell. It's not painful, it's not deafening, but you notice it. Because something inside you does. You pause. You wonder, did anyone else hear that? But the room is still. Only your spirit moved. These tones, they are not random. They are spiritual harmonics, like tuning forks for the soul. Your energy field, your aura, your nervous system, it's all being recalibrated to hold more light. That high-pitched note, it's not noise, it's transition. A signal that you've moved into another layer of yourself. Your body is remembering a song it used to know before noise drowned it out, a sound that isn't coming from the outside, but from the deepest part of your inner being. Some call it angelic frequencies, others cellular upgrade. Either way, your spirit is listening. Don't rush to silence it. Don't dismiss it as a flaw. Ask instead, what am I tuning into? Sometimes healing doesn't speak in words. It hums. It vibrates. It sings in frequencies beyond language. So the next time you hear a tone from nowhere, try this. Close your eyes. Place your hand over your heart. Listen with your whole being and ask yourself this: what if this is not an interruption, but a message from the soul? Sign 8. Sudden urge to clean or rearrange. You walk into your room. Nothing has changed, but somehow everything feels wrong. The books are stacked the same, the clothes are still folded, but there's a hum beneath it all, like your spirit can't breathe. And then, without warning, you begin. You're tossing out things you haven't touched in years, reaching behind shelves, dusting corners you used to ignore. You light incense. You open a window. You move the bed just slightly, but it changes everything. This isn't boredom, this isn't a hobby. This is soul work. Because as your energy transforms, your environment must come with you. The clutter you once tolerated starts to feel loud. The photos, the trinkets, even the way your pillows sit. It all starts to feel misaligned. Your soul is saying, I'm not that person anymore. I've shifted, and I need space to become. This urge to clean is more than tidying. It's spiritual alignment in motion. You're not just scrubbing surfaces, you're releasing stagnant stories. You're making space for who you're becoming. The physical world follows the energetic, not the other way around. So if you find yourself throwing away old clothes, clearing drawers, or rearranging your altar at 1 a.m., honor that. Because, in that moment, you are translating soul growth into physical space. You are building a temple for the next version of yourself. And maybe, just maybe, your environment has been quietly waiting for your spirit to make the first move. None of this, not the trembling, the waking, the tears, or the silence, means something is wrong with you. It means something within you is finally brave enough to release what it was never meant to carry. Healing doesn't always start with insight. Sometimes it starts with a breath that shakes, with tears that rise before words can catch them. It begins in the flesh, in the sacred intelligence of your body that remembers every wound, every moment you tried to hold yourself together. You are not holding darkness anymore. You are letting it pass. And there is nothing more spiritual than that. You are not alone. These signs, these symptoms, these awakenings, they are happening to many. Across the world, others are waking up at 3 a.m. Others are crying at the sound of a song they don't understand. What you're experiencing is sacred. Let it be honored, not dismissed. If your body felt seen today, if any part of your experience felt named, felt held, stay close, subscribe. Not just to a channel, but to a space where your awakening is spoken in your language, where your questions are sacred, where your symptoms are not strange but significant, where your journey isn't judged. It's witnessed, it's embraced, it's honored. And before you go, let me leave you with this. What if the most spiritual thing you could do today is not to meditate for hours or read another book, but simply to trust your body completely?